And I hope you have solved that 60 question worksheet. Those who received, you should come for the class on Kirtana to get the worksheet. Okay, coming once in a week, then how will you get the worksheet? So 2 weeks back, I think I gave a worksheet which had 60 questions from units and dimensions and motion in straight line. By now, you should have solved all the 60 questions, and if you have doubt anything, you could have asked to Alamilu ma'am or to me, whatever. But from my side, if you have attempted all the 60 questions honestly by yourself and got it clarified, then you have become strong in motion in straight line. Because today, we are going to start motion in plane. Most of the schools would have already started it or finished it also. But my speed, I am a little slow because I go slow. I will go slow only for the whole year. That's my problem. That's why I am going slow, because I want to make you understand. Slowly wins the race. This is not that race, man. Okay, fine, anyhow. Give the heading as motion in plane. Motion in plane. Right. So, if you remember whatever I have taught to you in the previous classes, you understand that the whole physics is classified into 4 categories based upon the size and the velocity, which are classical mechanics, relativistic theory, quantum mechanics and quantum field theory, out of which the major part of your 11th and 12th is under the category of classical mechanics. Classical mechanics can be further classified into statics and dynamics. Statics is that part of classical mechanics which deals with object at rest, and dynamics is that part which is dealing with bodies in motion. Dynamics can be classified in 2 categories, kinetics and kinematics. So, kinetics is that part of dynamics where we study about the object in motion with the consideration of forces acting on it. And kinematics is that part of dynamics where we study about the objects in motion without considering the cause of the motion, the force of the motion. Kinematics can further be classified in 3 different parts: motion in 1 dimension, motion in 2 dimension, motion in 3 dimension, also known as motion in straight line, motion in plane and motion in space. I have given you enough knowledge how to categorize the motion into motion in straight line, motion in plane and motion in space. If there is a movement happening which is governed only by 1 dimension, 1 direction, that motion is motion in straight line. So, I have explained to you why this motion cannot be called as motion in straight line. It looks like a straight line, but it is not a motion in straight line, because here the x-axis and y-axis both are changing. So, if x and y both are changing, it means the motion is happening in a plane. This is a motion in plane. But if I draw a line like this is motion in straight line, because only y is changing, x is constant. Or if I draw a line like this, only x is changing, y is a constant. So, when you define a motion only by using 1 axis, that motion is called as motion in 1 dimension or motion in straight line. When you need the help of a plane to define a motion, that motion is called as motion in 2 dimension. And obviously, if I am moving my pen like this, it is motion in 3 dimension, because I know I need x, y and z, all the 3 coordinates to define my motion. So, it becomes motion in space. In your context, you do not have straight line, sorry, you do not have space, you have only straight line and motion in plane. Straight line was actually advancement of motion chapter of 9th standard, simple chapter actually, if you understood by now. And now we are going to start something new which some of you would have never studied itself in your life. Some of them would have got some insight in the bridge course, those who came for the bridge course, but most of you are not there. So, most of you will not know what is vectors, projectile and all these things. Some new things are going to come in this chapter. So, we will start today. So, I said motion in plane can be divided in 3 parts. This chapter we will have 3 important topics. First topic is about vectors, second is about projectile and third is about circular motion. So, in this whole chapter we are going to learn these 3 things only: vectors, projectiles and circular motion. This is a small topic, it's a big topic, it's a very big topic. Okay? And believe me, miss one class today, I don't know who is absent, but whoever is absent today, they will have a struggle in next class. Because vectors is something which can be very confusing if you don't understand it. And vectors is something which will not leave your hand for 2 years. Don't think that it is only one chapter. This concept will repeat in all the chapters of 11th. Every chapter of physics suddenly will have vectors inside. Not only 11th, 12th, you will start at 12th standard with vectors only. Not only there, in math you will have a chapter called as vectors. So vector is going to be that much deep in 11th and 12th that you cannot get rid of it. I am not knowing vectors, then you will not have a good time in 11th and 12th, physics as well as math. So no other option, learn it well. And the better you become in this, the more you can conquer also, vice versa. Suppose you become good in this, then you can solve many questions with easiness. Projectile and circular motions are limited to this topic only, this chapter only. But vectors is not limited to this chapter. It's going to be used in almost all the chapters of physics, also in math. Okay? So we'll start today. Today our target is to cover vectors, how much you can cover, and next class projectile and then circular motion. That's how we will go. In this order we will go. Today our target is to finish as much as possible of vectors. Today we are going to learn about vectors. So let us start and give the heading as vectors. So today we are going to start talking about vectors. Okay. So I'll ask this question to Anu Kirtana. What is vector? What you say, you can be right or wrong, no problem. Have you heard the word vectors before, vector quantity? Heard, right? What is that? What you say, don't worry about being right or wrong. Yes, please, fast. I'll come to you, man. Next is your name only. Yes. Never heard the word vectors? Heard, but you don't know what is that. Okay. Yes, Mr. Lalitanamna. You were saying to him, no? You said to me itself. Loudly?
Sir, it has both magnitude and direction.
Very good, Karthikeyan, you told the answer. What he told? It has both magnitude and direction. What do you say, Guru Sharan? Agree to what they said? Do you agree to what Guru Karthikeyan said? Sorry. Okay, good. No, I'll come to you at last. Lohita Shri, if you are hearing me, somebody from the class has said that vector quantities are those quantities which have magnitude and direction. Are you okay with this definition of vectors?
Yes, sir, that is correct one.
It's
Both
correct.
have magnitude and direction.
Yes, very good. Sorry. What about Kashika? What is your opinion? Is it right?
Yes, sir, it's right, sir.
Sadhana, what about you? Kirtana. Right. Srinidhi, is it right? Magnitude and direction. Okay. So, if I am having a circuit, please pay attention. Why circuit? Because recently you have studied current in 10th standard. Current goes from where to where? Positive to negative. Suppose 2 ampere current is going from positive to negative. Current has magnitude. Whether it has direction? Current is a scalar quantity or vector quantity?
So scalars.
Scalar. Then what is the definition of vectors here?
That it obeys vector law.
Yeah.
Sir, it should obey the vector law of addition, sir. So current doesn't obey the vector law of addition.
This I have taught in the bridge course. That's why I asked you, Kirtana. You were there in the bridge course, right? When I taught this. Vectors I taught in the bridge course, remember? Forgot, very good. Write definition of vectors. All of you please write. Vector quantities are those quantities. Everybody start writing fast. Vector quantities are those quantities which have magnitude, direction and obeys vector laws of operations. I will repeat. Vector quantities are those quantities which have magnitude, direction and obeys vector laws of operations. Vector laws of operations. Now today in our class we will learn about vector laws of operations. It means, suppose if you have a point and from this side 2 ampere current is coming and from this side 3 ampere current is coming, then how much current will go in this direction? We can easily say 5 ampere. That's how current behaves. Current is algebraically added. But imagine if I am having 2 Newton force and this side I am having 3 Newton force. Do you think that the net force will be 5 Newton here? No. Because force is a vector quantity. We cannot add them algebraically. Then how can we add them? Today you will learn that. I hope you get my point. So vector quantities are those quantities which have magnitude, which have direction, and they follow vector laws of operations. When I say operations, it includes addition, subtraction, multiplication, everything it includes. It has entire different mathematics. 2 into 3 is 6, but 2i cap dot 3j cap will not be 6. So it has its own way of solving. Today we are going to learn about all these things. I have taught this topic already in the bridge course, the basics of it, but I am going to go a little more deep in this class. So if you write any vector quantity, suppose I am writing a vector, then any vector quantity is represented by arrow over the quantity. For example, please pay attention, I will give time for writing, listen carefully now. If I am writing, what I have written on the board? Velocity equal to 20 meter per second. If I want to write speed is equal to 20 meter per second, how I should write? S is equal to? Then V only I should write. Because basically this is not velocity, this is magnitude of velocity, which is actually speed. I will come slowly to that, those who are not understanding this, for them. Whenever you write a vector quantity, you must put arrow over it, first thing. Second thing, it is represented by its magnitude and its direction. So this a cap is direction of A, represented by unit vector, I will tell you what is the meaning of unit vector also. And what is this A? It is the magnitude of A. Are you understanding? So if I write V vector is equal to 20 I cap meter per second, yeah, now it is velocity. Now it is velocity. And how we will pronounce it? Velocity vector is 20 I cap meter per second. What information it gives you? It gives you an information that the velocity of the object is 20 meter per second and x direction it is acting. So this I cap, j cap and k cap are the unit vectors representing x axis, y axis and z axis. Sri Krishna, you want me to say you to on the video? X, y and z. Who is this Karthikeyan M? You are joined with 2 device man, Karthikeyan?
Sir, no, sir, I am going to live in this device.
Make it fast. I cap, j cap, k cap. So I cap, j cap, k cap are the unit vectors. What is the meaning of the word unit vector? Unit vectors are those vectors which have a magnitude of 1. You know very well, if you multiply any quantity by 1, it won't affect its result, right? Whatever number you have, whatever quantity you have, multiply by 1, it will remain the same. So unit vector is not going to affect the magnitude also, it is also going to help you in finding the direction. That's why we use unit vectors. So if I write I cap, you should understand that I am talking about x axis. If I write j cap, I am talking about y axis. If I am talking about k cap, I am talking about z axis. If I combine both and write, suppose I write force vector is equal to 2i cap plus 6j cap. What is the meaning of that? Both directions, x direction also, y direction also. How much? 2 newtons and 6 newtons. Obviously 2 dimensional. So if the forces are acting in multiple direction, I can represent by I cap, j cap, k cap together also. So vector quantities are those quantities which have a magnitude and have a direction, and they are obeying vector laws of operations. Whenever we represent a vector quantity, we represent it by putting an arrow over it. Otherwise, it is its magnitude. If I am writing m is equal to 5 kg, it's wrong to say that mass is 5 kg. The correct way of saying is magnitude of mass is 5 kg. That is a professional way of saying. But we are local people, we are saying how we want. So we will say mass is 5 kg. We are lazy to say full. But the reality is, it is not mass, it is magnitude of mass. If I write here F is equal to 5 Newton, you know what is this? Magnitude of force is 5 Newton. Because even though force is a vector quantity, here I am not representing it in vector form. I am just representing the scalar form of force, that is magnitude of force. I hope you get my point. So if I am writing, here I am writing momentum is equal to 20 kg meter per second. How will you read it? Magnitude of momentum is 20 kilogram meter per second. Because if I am writing P vector is equal to 20 kg meter per second, is it right? No, it is not right. No direction is there. The moment I put a vector sign above this, I must represent the direction also. If it is acting in y direction, I will write j cap. Now it is correct form. P vector is equal to 20 j cap kilogram meter per second. It means that momentum of 20 kilogram meter per second is acting in y direction. J means y. I hope you are understanding something what I am telling. So vector quantities are those quantities which are represented by arrow over it, and that means its magnitude and direction. Direction is always given by unit vector I cap, j cap or k cap, where I cap represents x direction, j cap represents y direction, and k cap represents z direction. Very basic thing I have told you. Whatever you want to write, you can write from the board now. Whatever you feel is important for you, write from the board. Yeah. Irko, if I write here 3k cap, what happened? 3 dimension ke you make the dimension 4 dimensions. No man, we have only 3 dimensions. It becomes space. People are talking about 4 dimension also, but not in our studies. In fiction, we can talk about 4 dimension. Parallel universe. Somebody named Lalit Ramana is there in some other universe also, who is sitting in some other class and studying the same dark physics. Okay, you want to write something? Copy. I will erase everything now. Shakti Varshini, why is the video off here?
Sir, is this a format to write the vector?
Which one? This one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is a format. Whenever you want to write a vector quantity, you must write arrow over it, and then you should represent by its magnitude and by its direction. Direction will have a cap over it.
Okay.
Suppose the object is facing force from all 3 directions.
All 3 means x, y and z.
Yes,
Okay.
all 3. But in the x and y, like both like opposing forces acting, like how will we represent?
X and y opposite, how it will be? This both.
Because in x separately opposing forces and in y separately opposing forces.
See, if there are x, there are 2 forces acting in opposite direction. Either this will be more, or this will be more, or the both will be equal.
So we will take net force.
Net force we will take. Net force in x direction, net force in y direction. That will become fx, fy. Then we will find the final direction. Got it? So I hope I can proceed further. Shall I proceed further? Make it fast. When I was giving time, that time you are sitting simply. Wrote. Shall I go to the next page now? With your permission, shall I go to the next page, guys? Thank you. Please. So now some idea you got about vectors, that it is represented by arrow over it, and then we write its magnitude, and then we write its direction. Okay. Now the first operation of vector. Let us understand how we add vector. Give the heading as addition of vectors. Addition of vectors. Basically, vectors are added by two different methods. One is called as triangular law of vector addition, and second one is called as parallelogram law of vector addition. Now, what is that? Let us understand it. Please pay attention, I will give time for writing. Everybody will pay attention now, because once again something very complicated if you don't understand it. If you understand it, it's a very simple thing. So, this law says that if you want to add two vector quantities, before I go into this, one more thing I will tell you. Not in CBSE, but in some board, I think in IB, Mr. Krishna will understand this. Shri Krishna would have learned about vectors in his 9th itself, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, when you learn about vectors in smaller classes, they will tell, like, if I am having 2 meter, suppose displacement I cap, and one is writing 3 meter I cap, then I will draw a smaller line for this and a bigger line for this. It means magnitude of vector is represented by its length, but we cannot do that in higher classes, because everything will be vectors only. If we keep on drawing length, line, then our notebook will fill with line only. Okay? So, now we will not use that. We will not make like length of the arrow will represent its magnitude. We will not do like that. But understand that if you want to add any two vectors, let me assume there is one vector A vector, another vector B vector. So, I am having A vector and B vector. If I want to add these two vectors, as per the triangular law, I should keep these two vectors on two sides of a triangle, any two sides, in such a way that head of the first vector lies on the tail of the second vector. For example, if I keep my vector like this, head is here, now tail will start, tail, head, head. Then suppose this is A vector and suppose this is B vector, then the closing side of the triangle kept in the opposite order gives the resultant of A and B, that is addition of A and B. So, here tail, head, head. Now, what I will write? Head and tail. This will give you resultant which is equal to A vector plus B vector. Very simple. I will repeat once again. If you want to add two vectors, keep those two vectors on two sides of a triangle in such a way that head of the first vector lies on tail of the second vector. Then the closing side of the triangle kept in the opposite order gives the resultant of A plus B. Now, there is no hard and fast rule that you should keep in this way only. Any triangle you can see, if I keep like this, if I keep like this, if I keep like this, 1, 2, 3. Pay attention what I have done here. 1, 2 and 3. What plus what is equal to what? Can you tell me? 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Because 1 is this tail head, 2 is this tail head and head tail. So, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Are you getting? If I am writing like this, tell me. Not possible. Because tail head, tail head, tail head. But if I keep like this already I have drawn also. Tell me what plus what is equal to what? 3 plus 2 is equal to 1. Are you getting why? Tail head, head tail. So, 3 plus 2 is equal to 1. Are you getting my point? It will be who? Pratish, right? This boy never comes on time. Welcome, Pratish. Wait after 9 o'clock, okay? Separately I should talk to you, then only you will start coming on time. Where you are going? Behind the AC is too much. Come and sit there next to Shrish, it will be less. Okay, here tell me 1, 2, 3. Pritish, what plus what is equal to what? Don't laugh, he is talented boy, he will tell the answer. What plus what is equal to what? 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Then Shrish, That's why I should come little early, man. Tail, head, tail, head, head, tail. This is the addition of 2 and 3. Purilla?
Sir, 1 plus 3 is equal to 2.
1 plus 3 is equal to 2. Tambi, tail, head, tail came. How you can add them? Are you getting Karthikeyan?
So 3 plus 2 equal to 1.
Can be, but actually you should not say like that, because see, starting from here only, tail, head, then head, tail came. So 2 plus 3 is equal to 1. Are you getting my point, right, Anya?
Yes, sir.
Addition, we can take, but have a good habit always. We can eat by left hand also, but we are eating by right hand only, no? So that's why. Have a good habit, nothing else. Why I say it's a good habit, you'll understand after 2-3 days of class. Okay? Pritish understood something? Not? Yes, sir. You understood, man? Okay, listen. You think and say, okay? Nobody else will say the answer. You see which direction you are going to get, tail, head, head, tail. See? 1 plus 2 is equal to? Actually, if you see properly, we not came 1 plus 2, we came 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. That is a good way of saying this. Just now I told you, Srinidhi, no? Yes, you can say 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 also. But how it comes here, you see? Tail, head, then head, tail. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So whenever 3 arrows are given to you in triangular form, check head, tail, tail, head, or tail, head, tail, head, tail. Don't try to remember like that, man, you will confuse. Only thing is 2 vectors kept in the same order and third vector should be in the opposite order, nothing else. Understood? One question may come from here in the exam anywhere. Okay. So, that is about the triangular law. What happened in problem? Time not for that yet, pay attention. So, if you have parallelogram law, what this law says? This law says that if you want to add 2 vectors, then place those 2 vectors on 2 adjacent sides of a parallelogram in such a way that both tails or both heads are lying at the same points. Either you can take like this or you can take like this, both are correct. So if I take A vector, B vector, then the diagonal of the parallelogram will give resultant which is equal to A vector plus B vector. I will say in words, the 2 vectors that has to be added if they are placed on 2 adjacent sides of a parallelogram in such a way that they start or terminate at the same point, then the closing side of the diagonal of the parallelogram gives the resultant of A vector plus B vector. If you see deeply, you will realize that they both are same. Because if I am having this, A and R are here. If I push this A and R like this and keep it here, it will become parallelogram law. See, this A has come here, this R has come here. So if I take this both, if I am able to hold it and move and keep it here, it becomes parallelogram law. Or here R or A, if I take behind and keep here, it will become triangular law. So basically, in the numericals where you use triangular law, you can also use parallelogram law, just the perception. If you are solving a question by parallelogram law, the same question can also be solved by triangle, because they both are same. Just the way we are arranging changes, concept remains the same. I hope you get my point, but one difference is there in both. What difference is there? See, if we are writing A and B here and the angle between A and B is this, let me take it as theta, then if I bring A, keep it here, then the angle will become like this, no yaar? So in triangular law, the angle between the vector is the external angle between A and B. But in parallelogram law, the angle between the vector is internal angle between A and B. I hope you understand this.
Sir,
So now you write. First you write the triangular law. I will give the definition for school exam.
sir, ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೈಟ್
ಪೂರಿಲ್ಲ ತಿರುಗಿಸಲು
ಹೆಡ್ ಇದೆ ಅಡ್ಜಸೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್
ஆமாம் இப்படி கூட போடலாம் நம்ம ஹெட் ஹெட் அப்புறம் diagonal will be like this.
அதே இதுக்கு வந்து அந்த ஆப்போசிட்டாக ட்ரையாங்கிள்
triangular law வந்து we have to keep tail head திருப்பி tail head அப்புறம் head tail வரணும் அந்த மாதிரி வரணும். So if you are going in one order, the resultant should have a opposite order. That is the logic of triangular law. Here if you are having the starting point as tail, it should be tail always. See this, tail, tail and tail. If it is head, head, head and head. Got it? Okay. Have you drawn the triangular law? I'll give the statement. Please write it down, statement. If you have written the, tell me Raghav. Slightly. What is it called slightly, man? I will not ask question, I will give question now. Wait. Let me tease this concept and I will give you question. It will be simple. Let me give the question to you. Maybe theoretical or understanding, but when it comes to numerical, no, you will understand it. Don't worry, I assure you. Wait, let it happen. Did you draw the triangular law diagram? Write the statement. Release some space and write the statement first. I am dictating the statement. For triangular law, I am saying, please write it down. Good. There is no sorry for this. Everything is recording also. Mom will also see this. So the question is, not question, the statement is, Sivesh, breaking the record of Pritish. Sivesh, if you are hearing me, on your video, man, don't run away, man, I will not do anything. Please, on your video if you are hearing me, write a statement. The two vectors that has to be added, the two vectors that has to be added are kept on two sides of a triangle, are kept on two sides of a triangle in such a way that head of the first vector lies on the tail of the second vector, lies on the tail of second vector. Then the closing side of the triangle, kept in the opposite order, gives the resultant, in bracket you can write A vector plus B vector, gives the resultant A vector plus B vector. You draw the parallelogram law, then I will give the statement for that also. You draw the parallelogram law, then I will give the statement for that also. Sivesh, if you are hearing me, can you unmute yourself? Why, man? Came 1 hour early today. Sivesh, one thing is there. If you are in 10th standard, I will not have any problem. I know you personally and I know you are a capable student, and that too after scoring 100 marks in math in board examination, you have proved your capability, right? But I can assure you, man, from my experience I am telling you, 11th is not like that. If you don't study properly, you will have struggles in the school examination. You will feel that in coming days. I don't want you to feel that struggle, Sivesh. That's why I want you to be very attentive in the class. Come on time. I have also heard that you are missing the practice classes, Sivesh. Is it so?
The last month I couldn't attend because I had passing classes. It's no time.
Please man, I'm again repeating, don't take 11th as a joke. It is very difficult class if you don't study properly. Okay, Sivesh? I expect you not to miss a single class hereafter if you really want to do good in your 11th and 12th, okay? Please cooperate. Tell me, Kirtana, what you are saying. Derivation I will do now. First you write the diagram, draw the diagram for parallelogram law. Shall I say the statement? Write a statement. The two vectors that has to be added, are kept on two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, two adjacent sides of a parallelogram in such a way that their heads or tails are starting from the same point. Their heads or tails are starting from the same point. Then the diagonal of the parallelogram, represents the resultant, in bracket you can write A vector plus B vector. If you are feeling it to be too vague, too raw, too theoretical, how it is practically applied, I will give a simple example to you. Suppose there is an object kept like this. Okay? On this object, I apply a force in this direction, 3 Newton. I apply a force in this direction. Let it be, why this direction? Let me apply straight itself, easy to understand. Yeah, like this direction. How much Newton? 4 Newton. Then, how much net force is acting on the body? 3 and 4, it will be 7. It will be somewhere like this, because parallelogram law says that A vector, B vector, resultant vector. We will talk about that. So, how much is acting and at what direction it is acting? That only we are going to derive now. So, what is the magnitude of resultant and what is the direction of resultant? Magnitude of resultant and the direction of resultant we will find now. Next heading is finding the magnitude and direction of the resultant. Next heading is finding the magnitude and direction of the resultant. Finding the magnitude and direction of the resultant. Shall I change the page? Which parallelogram you have drawn, man? Parallelogram should look like this here. You have drawn like this. Okay, no problem. Change it. Shall I go to the next page? I hope I can. Thank you. Shall I? So now what we are going to do? We are going to find the magnitude of resultant and its direction, and this question comes in the school examination for 3 mark. So please be alert about this. Okay? Exam based question this is, topic this is. So in the parallelogram law, let me just take that for example. I can take any law, my wish. A vector is there, B vector is there, and they were placed on 2 adjacent sides of a parallelogram, and I said that the diagonal gave the resultant what plus what? A vector plus B vector. This only I told. Okay. Now please be alert, attentive, and understand the concept. I'll give time for writing. So what I'm going to do, theta is the angle between A and B, right? If this vector has a magnitude of B, don't you think that this should also have same magnitude B? I am talking about this. If this is B, this will also be B, because parallelogram opposite sides are equal. No vector, because vector is direction. So I am just talking about the magnitude now. Okay, whatever is the magnitude of this side, same will be for this side also, and whatever is the angle theta here, same will be the angle theta here also, because in parallelogram, those who know about parallelogram, this angle and this angle are always same. They are what angles? Corresponding angles. Yes, good, corresponding angles. So now what I am going to do, I am going to drop a perpendicular here. Let me name this point as O, let me name this point as P, Q and R. Okay, what I have done, Srinidhi, I will give time for writing. I have drawn a perpendicular from P and dropped down. Okay, so I am taking triangle PQR. Everybody please pay attention and tell me if I am asking something. What is sin theta in triangle PQR?
PR by PQ.
PR by? Very good. So what will be PR from here? PQ is what? B sin theta. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Same way, what is cos theta?
Sir, opposite. Sir, adjacent by hyperbola.
What is that? QR by PQ. So what is QR? PQ is what? B cos theta. So I got the value of QR as B cos theta. I got the value of PR as B sin theta. Anybody has problem in this? Should not have. I hope all of you are understanding this. Okay. Now I am taking triangle bigger, OPR, okay? Bigger triangle, OPR, is right angle triangle. In this triangle, can I say that R square is equal to A plus QR, the whole square, plus PR square? Do you agree with me? Yes. This square plus this square equal to this square. Pythagoras theorem. This is what? A plus QR. If you have problem with A, I will erase A and I will write OQ. Now you are okay. So OQ plus QR will give you OR. So OR square plus PR square gives you OP square. Let me write here also OP to be more childish. OP square is equal to OQ plus QR square plus PR square. More easy to understand. What is OP? R. What is OQ? A. What is QR? B cos theta whole square plus what is PR? B sin theta whole square. So if I proceed further, it will become R square is equal to, what is A plus B the whole square? A square plus B square plus 2ab cos theta. You agree with me? Plus, what is this? B square sin square theta. Anybody has problem in this step? I hope you have not. After that, if I write, any problem?
Sir, can you repeat the before step one more time, sir?
I'll repeat, man. This is a plus b the whole square. A plus b the whole square will become a square plus b square plus 2ab. Right? Mr. Hari, not Hari, Karthikeyan.
Yes, sir.
So here a is a and b is b cos theta. So a square plus b cos theta whole square plus 2 into a into b cos theta. Right, Karthikeyan?
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Understood.
And this b sin theta square will become b square sin square theta, right? I hope you have understood.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now this a square I am writing plus b square I am taking common. I will be getting sin square theta plus cos square theta. What remains? Plus 2ab cos theta. Any problem? So from here what I get? I get r square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Because I hope everybody remembers from your 10th standard that sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So since sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1, we are going to have a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Any problem in this?
No, sir.
We have found the magnitude of resultant. It means, like in the previous scenario, if I had 3 Newton and 4 Newton acting here, if you want to find resultant force, then what will be the answer for that? 5. How 5 came? Yes, root over 4a square plus b square plus 2 into a into b into cos theta. Theta is how much here? 90 degree. What is cos 90? 0. One who told? Cos 90 is 0. So this term will become 0. 16 plus 9. What is that? 25. Root 25 is how much? 5. So if there is 3 Newton force acting in x direction, 4 acting in y direction, net force will not be 7. Net force will only be 5. And which direction it is acting? Let us learn that also. We can find direction easily. This is alpha. How to find direction of resultant? I will take tan alpha. See in this triangle, triangle OPR. What is tan alpha? Tell me fast. PR by OR. How QR, man? This bigger triangle we are taking. So PR by OR. Am I right? What is PR? B sin theta. What is OR? A plus B cos theta. Yes. So we understand that tan alpha will be B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. This is how we find the direction of resultant. Is it clear to you? Any problem in this? This is something very important. Today I will tell you how it is asked in questions also. Shrey, put Sri Krishna in waiting hall.
Sir, will you ask to David?
Will they ask to?
Sir, will they ask as an equation or?
They will ask in derivation in school exam, man. If you have school exam, they will ask you derive all these things in the school exam for 3 mark question. Yes, 3 mark. You want 5 mark? Then you write for 5 mark, fight with the teacher to give 5 mark to you. I will have for 3 mark only, man. Okay, copy it fast. Make it fast, copy it.
Sir, cos theta use பண்ணுவோம். Sir, cos theta use பண்ணுவோம், sir.
புரியல. எங்கே cos theta யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம்?
Sir, theta கொடுத்தாலும் நம்ம cos இந்த ஃபார்ம்ல யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம்.
இந்த ஃபார்முலா யூஸ் பண்ணணும். Theta வந்து angle between A and B. Internal angle in the case of parallelogram law, external angle in the case of triangular law. I'll give some questions now. First you copy this fast. Any problem? What problem you have? This itself is a problem. Then make it fast, please. Derive it. Don't take more than 2-3 minutes. Don't take more than 2-3 minutes. Krishna, if you are not on your video, man, this time I will put you in block. You will not be able to join the class itself. Laptop crashed. You are teaching me itself, man. Very good. Keep it up. Kandipa varasante. What you are speaking? You focus here, Tambi. Copy fast. Write your name, number here. Are you done? Can I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Fast, 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 fast. Not more. Okay, okay. Make it fast. Make it fast.
Tan alpha will give the direction of the
Exactly. Tan alpha means if you want to find alpha, alpha will be tan inverse of b sin theta by a plus b cos theta. How tan inverse came? If sin A is equal to B, then A will become equal to sin inverse of B. You know this? If it goes this side, it will become inverse. 1 by sin will not come here. 1 by sin A is not sin inverse B. That's how sin behaves. If it goes this side, it will become all trigonometric ratios. So tan goes that side, it will become tan inverse. Are you getting Srinidhi? Who asked me this? Yeah, you, Raghav. Done? Everything is getting recorded. Please, this is not offline class.
How will we find the sin inverse or tan inverse? Whatever.
Sin inverse of tan inverse.
No, sir. How will we find those? Yes, sir. The value of tan.
I'll tell you how to find. They will give tan table in the examination. Write your name and phone number. They will give the tan table. In tan table, suppose here you get the value as 0.05678. So you will see the table 0.5678. What is the corresponding angle? That is the answer. But don't worry, that question will not come in the examination. What will come is root 3, 3, 1, which you know already. If it comes root 3, it means what is the value of alpha? 60 degree. If it comes 1 by root 3, what is the value of alpha? 30 degree. If it comes 1, what is the value of alpha? I hope you are understanding this. That's how they will give the values.
Sir, sin square theta plus cos square theta can be written as 1.
Yes, man. Where is it there? Oh, here. I did that, man. This only I wrote as 1 here, no? It disappeared. You can't see. A square plus b square. Where this went? I wrote it as 1, man.
Sir,
Hmm.
I can't hear you, sir.
You can't hear me? Nobody can hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Sri Krishna. Krishna, if you have problem in connection like this, you should come for offline class, man.
Sir,
No.
one month, sir, I will just join in YouTube.
Do whatever you want to do. If YouTube you are joining, then I will not be able to talk to you, but you put in the chat box. Let me see if I can open my chat box and check parallelly. Whatever. Shall I proceed further? Done? Okay. Now, if you see this whole thing, you will realize that if I am having a vector here and b vector here, then the resultant value, which is equal to a vector plus b vector, is given by r is equal to root over a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. No problem in this. Problem will come in the resultant, because when you write the resultant, you will confuse between what is A and what is B. In exam, they will not give you A and B, right? They will give you rain is dropping, wind is blowing, water is going, boat is going, these things only they will give you. So, which to be taken as A, which to be taken as B can confuse you. Simple way of remembering is, the side that is attached with alpha is taken as A and the side not attached with alpha is taken as B. Simple way of remembering, thumb rule. So, if I am writing alpha, I will write tan inverse of B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Now, where you will confuse, I am again repeating, your confusion will be only what will be A, what will be B. If you take ulta, it will be having different answer, isn't it? If I take instead of A as B, B as A, I will get opposite answer, reverse answer. That can trouble you. I will tell you how. Take the question now. Take one question. Question is, solve. First you take one question. If a boat moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second across the river, what would be its resultant velocity and direction if there is a velocity of river, from left to right of magnitude 5 meter per second, Give a try. Question is simple. Just think for a while to get the answer. Direction also, see, read the question, man. Magnitude as well as direction, both.
Should we draw the diagram?
Shall I draw the diagram, man? Karthikeyan, for you?
No, sir. Should we draw this?
Without diagram, you cannot understand the question itself, and you should draw the diagram.
Okay.
magnitude is 5 root 5.
Magnitude is 5 root 5 meter per second. Okay, maybe correct. Direction? Think, man. I have given the formula in front of you. Try. Sorry. I hope you have drawn the river direction from left to right by now, which is having a velocity of how much? 5 meter per second, I told, no? And the board is trying to move across the river direction. What is the velocity?
10.
Velocity of board is 10 meter per second. So this is the resultant, and its value will be, V resultant will be root over 10 square plus 5 square, because 2 into 10 into 5 into cos 90 will come, and cos 90 is 0. I hope you are understanding what I am doing. A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and theta here is how much between them? 90 degrees. Cos 90 is going to be 0, so it is going to give me root over 100 plus 25, 125. 125 means what? 5 root 5. So 5 root 5 meter per second is what? Resultant velocity. Yeah, Sarvanaram, tell me.
No, sir, I just say it.
Okay, correct, man. After that, direction, this is alpha. So what will be alpha? Alpha is tan inverse of B sin theta. Now what is A and what is B? I told you. A is a side attached with alpha. So A will be 5 here, B will be 10 here. Are you getting my point? So it will become 10 sin 90 by 5 plus 10 cos 90. You understand what I have done now? Yeah. I said you, which side attached with alpha, that is A, not attached is B, right? Alpha is the angle of resultant. That's how we derived. That side is? Because we are taking direction of resultant with respect to river here, with respect to river here. If you take, no sir, I will take this as alpha, you can take. Then for you this will become A, this will become B, you will get a different answer. But you will report the answer with respect to velocity of boat. I will report an answer with respect to velocity of river. Both are right. See, if I say that I am standing in front of board, and you say that, he says that, no, he is standing in front of me. You both are right, no? If Guru Sharan is saying that Nilesh Sir is standing in front of board, I hope you will say sir. And Mr. Lalit Ramanan says that, no, Nilesh Sir is standing in front of me. Who is lying? No one is lying. With respect to Lalit Ramanan, I am in front of him. With respect to board, I am in front of board. Same way, if I want to represent the answer of resultant with respect to rain, river, I can do that. Or with respect to boat, also I can do. They both will have different answer, but no problem in that. I will write the answer with respect to boat, with respect to river. It's fine then. If I write Nilesh's position is 1 meter with respect to board, that is also correct. My position is 3 meter with respect to Sai Varshini, that is also correct. Are you getting my point? Let us get the answer. Yeah, tan inverse of what we got here. This will get 0, 2, tan inverse of 2. With respect to what? With respect to river, man. How boat? I have taken alpha as this. But if somebody takes alpha as this, what will they get, you know? Tan inverse of 1 by 2 with respect to boat. That's all. Did you understand, Raghav? So nothing is wrong. It all depends upon with respect to what you are taking. But if you don't write with respect to, they will not give marks to you. Tan inverse of 2 with respect to what? You should write with respect to the river in this case. We can take. If I, one second. If I take this as alpha, then this 10 meter per second will become A, 5 meter per second will become B. So it will become 5 sin 90 by 10 plus 5 cos 90. Are you understanding, Lalit? That's all. Yeah, Raghav. They will give marks, man. Why not they will give marks? But if they specify, find the direction with respect to river, then they will not give marks. One more thing I will tell you. If you find by that way and you get some answer, 90 minus that answer will be the answer, right? Suppose I get this answer and 90 minus second, that is also one way of writing the answer. Got my point? Take next question, all of you, those who have written and those who have understood. Next question is, it is raining with a velocity of 3 meter per second. It is raining with velocity of 3 meter per second. Raining with a velocity of 3 meter per second, and there is wind blowing. There is wind blowing from east to west. There is wind blowing from east to west. Wind blowing from east to west at 4 meter per second. Wind blowing from east to west at 4 meter per second. What is the direction? What is the direction in which the boy should hold the umbrella? The boy should hold the umbrella. What you want? You want your name? Lalit Ramana, you want? Logic illiya. Hey, you're standing in somewhere, raining, wind is blowing, then you will move your umbrella like this, no? Some angle. That only is the question. What I told? In which direction should the boy hold the umbrella to safeguard himself? To safeguard himself. In which direction should the boy hold the umbrella to safeguard himself? Question is clear. Practical question, man. Real life question. Think, man, think. I'll solve on the board. Put your brain to work. Toward this side. What positive 90?
Sir, with respect to?
Between them angles 90 only.
Sir, with respect to?
That you decide. Your decision. I'll help you, huh?
With respect to wind or rain?
That you decide what respect you want to write. Your wish.
Velocity is equal to psi.
I not asked that, man. Sarunaram. Your answer is right, but I not asked that. I asked only direction. See, read the question carefully. Did I ask the resultant velocity of the rain? No. I just asked you, in which direction should the boy hold the umbrella to save himself? Very practical question, yeah, real life question. It's raining like this, and the wind is blowing from where to where? East to west. So a boy standing here,
Tan inverse 4 by 3, sir.
with respect to?
With respect to rain, sir.
Let us check. So if rain will come in vertical direction, no problem, he can save himself. But if the rain comes like this, it will hit the body, no, of him. What he should do? He should tilt the umbrella. Am I right? Like this. Am I right? For saving himself. They are asking with what angle should they tilt the umbrella? That is the question. So, how much they have given the rain velocity? 3. What is the wind velocity? So, if this is the resultant and I want to find the angle, this angle alpha, then this is alpha. Understanding? So, what will be alpha? Tan inverse of, what will be A, what will be B here? A, B. So, 4 sin 90 by 3 plus 4 cos. Any problem in this? Sin 90 is 1, cos 90 is 0. Alpha will become equal to tan inverse of 4 by 3 with respect to what? With respect to rain, obviously. I hope you get my point, because I have taken with respect to rain. But if somebody is writing tan inverse of 3 by 4 with respect to wind, they are also right. If you have any problem in what I am telling now, feel free to stop and ask me. Please, Lalit Ramna. I said you, man, if you are finding alpha, with what side you are finding, that is the answer with respect to that. If somebody has taken alpha here, then they will say with respect to wind. Are you getting? Because then A will become this and B will become this. Here I took this as A and this as B. Am I right? Then A will become wind, B will become rain. You will get the answer as sin inverse of 3 by 4. But then you will tell the answer with respect to wind.
What if we draw that horizontal line down?
This line? Down.
We cannot draw it.
Why you don't want to draw here? For what you want to draw here?
Find it like that. If we draw.
We can find nothing wrong in that. Suppose if I am drawing like this, then if you are finding this angle, that will give you this angle. Same thing I told. No, if you want to find, then it will be with respect to wind. Same thing. So tan inverse of 3 by 4 with respect to wind, or tan inverse of 4 by 3 with respect to rain. Both are absolutely correct. I hope you are understanding whatever I have taught till now. Any problem? Diagram I want to see. Loudly, Karthikeyan.
From where should we find alpha, sir?
Your wish. You can find alpha with respect to rain also or with respect to wind also. Completely your wish. If you find with respect to rain, the same answer as I got you will get. If you take with respect to wind, then alpha will become tan inverse of 3 by 4. Are you getting, Karthikeyan? See, the same question, velocity of rain is how much? 3 meter per second, and velocity of wind is how much? 4 meter per second. If a student is taking this as alpha, then alpha will become, I told you, side attached alpha, this will become A and this will become B. So alpha will be tan inverse of B 3 sin 90 by 4 plus 3 cos 90. What is cos 90? 0. Sin 90 1. So you will get tan inverse of 3 by 4. But with respect to what? Wind. So Karthikeyan, this answer is also correct. And this answer is also correct. Both are correct in their own way. I hope you understood, Karthikeyan. Any problem?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. What is chapter name? Motion and plane. Yeah. What is this here? Only questions. Yeah. So if you have the book, you can open it. If you don't have the book, I have opened in front of you. Don't worry if you don't know you're taking out. I have book in front of you. So see this question without seeing the answer. Solve fast. NCERT book question. Solve. Make it fast. What is the problem? East of south. East of south. So from south should go towards east. Got the answer?
Sir,
Yes. Lovita Shri, please tell me.
converted, yes, sir, should be converted to meter per second.
Not required. You can say the answer in kilometer per hour itself.
Okay.
Come again. Means from south you have to go 60 degree east. East of south.
Sir, I can take it kilometer per hour itself now, sir.
Yes, obviously. Same thing she asked now. Now see here. South is there here. You have to go 60 degree east of south. Understood? This is direction of what? Water, water current. Water velocity. And what is the velocity of a boat in this direction? How much is that? What is the angle between them? 120. Resultant will act somewhere here. So what will be the resultant here? VR will become equal to how much? Root over 25 square plus, how much is that here? 10 square plus 2 into 25 into 10 into cos 120. What is cos 120? 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Cos 90 plus theta is what? Minus sin theta. Remember this? So minus 1 by 2. I taught this in the first class of bridge course, which is equal to root over 125 plus 100 minus 2 will get cancelled. Huh? Yeah, 625, sorry. And this will be 250. So how much is that? 725 minus 200 will become 525, minus 50 will become 475. Huh? Check how much you are getting. Karthikeyan, be louder.
Sir, I can't understand this question, sir.
I'll explain once again to you, don't worry. So, I hope everything is correct.
Why cos 120?
Hmm?
Why are you taking cos 120?
I'll explain now. So, all of you please pay attention. Those who have doubt in this, Karthikeyan and similar people. So, see here. Here they have told whenever a question of direction is given, have a habit of drawing north, south, west and east. Very clearly they told in the question, the boat is moving in which direction? Boat is moving towards north. What velocity? 25 kilometer per hour. Then they said, water current is in direction 60 degrees east of south. So from south, if I go 60 degree east, from south, where I have to go? 60 degree east. If they would have told you 60 degree, if I would have told you 60 degree west of south, how it will go? Towards this. Then what will be the angle between A and B? 120 only, this direction, but direction will change. Are you getting my point? If they have told 60 degrees south of east, where I will go? From here, south I will go. Then what is the angle between them? 90 plus 60 will become 150. If they would have told 60 degree north of east, where I will go? North of east. The angle between this will become 30 degree. 60 degree north of east. So 60, 90 minus 60 is how much? 180 minus? Yes. That's why the angle between these two vectors became 120 degrees. Are you understanding something? Are you getting why 120 came? So, the resultant velocity will be somewhere in this direction, and the same formula applies, root over a square, that is VW square plus V boat square plus 2 times of VW into V boat into cos theta. Cos theta is how much here? 120. Those who are not aware about how to find cos 120, I will recommend them to see the first video of my class of bridge course, where I have taught about mathematical tools.
21.7.
Whatever it may be, man, I am least bothered about that. It may be. Cos 120 will become equal to minus sine, yes, which is equal to minus 1 by 2. So when I put it here, root over, what is VW? 10 square actually, plus 25 square plus 2 into 25 into 10 into minus 1 by 2. 2 gets cancelled and you get root over 475, which Mr. Sri Krishna is doing by calculator and telling
21.7.
21.7.
Sir, I did it, sir.
Very good, man. I am just encouraging you. Kilometer per hour. Yeah. Whatever it may be. Is this concept clear, Karthikeyan? Any problem? Please ask me.
Sir, no, sir.
Srinidhi, understood? Is everybody clear in this? Sure? Sure. So I hope you are realizing how the addition of vectors practically is used in the real life. Are you feeling that? Whatever questions we solved, whether it is boat and river, crossing the river, or boat moving and water current is blowing, or rain falling and I have to hold the umbrella, everywhere we use vectors. See, sometimes we use vectors unintentionally. When the rain is falling, we automatically tilt our umbrella. We don't think about vectors and tilt, but we do it. But actually it is because of vectors we are tilting, right? Because rain is coming down. Rain will not come like this by itself, right? By default, by gravity it will come down. Wind will make it to come in this direction. Net effect will become in this direction. This is only vectors. And now you should realize that if I am having 10 kg apple and 5 kg apple, how much apples you have? 10 kg and 5 kg together, how much you have? 15 kg. But if you have 10 Newton force and 5 Newton force, I cannot say it is 15 Newton until I know what is the direction between them. But if they are in same direction, I can add them also. If they are in opposite direction, I can subtract them also. But if they are in some other direction, we have to use a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. If you are wondering how I am adding or how I am subtracting if they are acting in same direction, don't think I am violating the laws. I am still remembering the laws. A and B, yes, exactly. I have told this in bridge course itself. R will become root over a square plus b square plus 2ab cos 0 in the case of same direction. Two vector quantities same direction. What is cos 0? 1. What is a square plus b square plus 2ab? A plus b the whole square. It is in root over. What will happen? It will become a plus b. That's why if two vector quantities are in the same direction, they can be added directly. Don't think we are violating laws of vectors. No. Subtract panna. This side A, this side B. What is the angle between them? 180 degree. So R will become equal to root over a square plus b square plus 2ab. What is cos 180, Thambi? Minus 1. So it will become a square plus b square minus 2ab. What is that? A minus b the whole square. So a minus b the whole square root over will give what, Mr. Lalit? A minus b. Got it? So that's why you subtract two forces or two vector quantities if they are in opposite direction, and if they are in same direction, we add them. That's why in smaller classes they will say there is an object, this side 10 Newton, this side 20 Newton. What is the net force? What is the direction? 10 Newton towards left. Don't think they are not taught all these things, theta and all, because that time not required. But it is not violating the laws of vectors. You studied this in 9th standard, remember? There is an object, this side force 5 Newton, The same side force 15 Newton. Total force how much? 20 Newton. You may say, sir, that time we were algebraically added, but now you are saying to add by vectors. That time also you use vectors without your knowledge. Indirectly. Because when they are in same direction, R becomes equal to A plus B.
Sir, இது வந்து அந்த straight line தான் possible.
Straight line?
Straight line not possible, sir.
See, it's not straight line. This is also straight line only.
இல்ல சார் அந்த two planes இல்லாம ஒரு planeல மட்டும் possible. A minus B, A plus B.
I'm not understanding your question.
Sir, இது same direction sir. அந்த straight line இந்த மாதிரி one dimensional possible.
What possible?
This A plus B, A minus
Obviously, if suppose like this in same direction, we can add them. If they are in opposite direction, we can subtract them. Leave that, man, you stay here. Huh. But if they are having some angle, then we cannot do addition subtraction. Simple logic, whichever direction they may be. If they are in same direction, we can add them. Opposite direction, we can subtract them. But if you are in any other direction, we have to use a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta root over to get the resultant.
Sir, if the two vectors are parallel,
Parallel means what? What is the angle between them? 0. Once again, it will be a plus b only. But once again, they should be acting on the same body, isn't it? It is not like object is here, force acting this direction, then it will not affect this body itself. If it is acting on same body, this we can add them. Like I told here one question, 5 Newton, 15, they are parallel only. By acting on the same body, we can add them because the angle between them is 0 degree. I hope you have got my point. So we have solved some questions today, but we have not learned much today. We just learned one topic, which is addition of vectors in detail. And we solved how the questions are being asked from here. What I am here to teach in vectors is about multiplication, dot product and cross, which I will be teaching in the upcoming class. Okay? I hope whatever I taught is clear to you. If I recall whatever I taught today, I just told you what is the meaning of vectors. Vectors are those quantities which are having magnitude, direction and obeys vector laws of operations. For example, current. Even though it has magnitude, even though it has direction, it is still not a vector quantity because it does not obey the vector laws of addition. Operations you can say. Then I said you that how a vector quantity is represented. A vector is equal to its magnitude and its direction. Direction is given by unit vector. Unit vector is that vector which is not affecting the result and giving the direction also. I cap, j cap and k cap. I cap for x direction, j cap for y direction, k cap for z direction. Also I told you that if you want to add two vectors, then you have to use either parallelogram law or triangular law. In triangular law, if you want to add two vectors, keep those two vectors on two sides of a triangle in such a way that head of the first vector lies on the tail of the second vector. Closing side of the triangle kept in the opposite order gives the resultant a vector plus b vector. In parallelogram law, if you want to add two vectors, keep those two vectors on the adjacent side of the parallelogram in such a way that they start or they terminate at the same point. Diagonal of the parallelogram kept in the same way gives the resultant of a plus b. We find the resultant's magnitude by the equation root over a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, and we find the direction of resultant by alpha is equal to tan inverse of b sin theta by a plus b cos theta, where a is the side attached with alpha and b is the side not attached with alpha. We solved some questions based upon that, and finally before closing the class I could make you understand how if two vector quantities are in same direction they can be algebraically added, and if two vectors are in opposite direction they can be algebraically subtracted. I hope the class is clear. If yes, then bye bye, take care, good night. We will meet again in the next class. Attendance I have taken, man. Yeah.
where do you collect the neat submission?
Yes, if you want to collect